Hello everybody, Jose Rodriguez here. This is going to be about drones. Yes. And not just the flying part, not just the fun that it is to fly one of these little instruments. And I call them instruments because they are very, very sophisticated little flying machines. But they also take video and they can also shoot photographs. Now you might wonder what this little gadget I have here in front is. This is actually an accessory made by someone using a 3D printer that allows a filter, a 52mm filter, to be attached to it. And I have two of these. One is for a polarizing filter and one is for a regular UV type filter. And not only does it protect the camera, which can be harmed if you happen to run into something head first, it will harm that camera because it is a fisheye type lens. And of course, the lens has to protrude beyond the front edge of the body. And so you could have some damage if you're not really careful. Now, again, these instruments, as I call them, can climb legally to about 400 feet. You can go higher than that, of course, but then you're kind of breaking the rules put out by the FAA. Now, that was a Bebop 1, which was the original Bebop by the French company Parrot. This is the Bebop 2, but the Bebop 2 Power, which is the 2019 version of the Bebop 2, which was the one that followed the Bebop 1. And again, it was a huge improvement, much better camera. Again, I also have the nose cone for it so that I can actually put filters. Now, the way this works is using an optical stabilization system, which also allows you to, within that 180-degree view, it actually performs a crop to like a 16:9 shape format, and the so-called fake gimbal can be moved up and down among that 180-degree field of view. It works quite well. It really is amazing. And the stability, this is a pretty hefty drone, by the way, maybe a couple of pounds. The stability of the video is superb. I have never seen anything, even coming from a mechanical gimbal type camera. And you guys that love DJI, you know what I'm talking about. That stability that is built into these very high-end drones, a lot more costly than this, by the way, it's just unparalleled. So by having that level of optical stabilization, which does not affect image quality in the least, which is really amazing, you're able to then use this type of platform, position it where you want, and you can take DNG shots, in other words, raw files. When you download those to your phone so that you can then transfer them to your computer, they will basically be a fisheye image. Now, Lightroom has a specific filter for Parrot Bebop that will then turn that fisheye image into a fixed image that you can then process and print. And I have a few here that I'm going to share with you. Again, this is just in my backyard, nothing fancy. I haven't really done much in the way of still photography with these drones. My backyard is not a place I would invite people to picnic on. It's kind of a jungly type environment. And I have some weird things in the back. I have a couple of tombstones. I have a toilet with a skeleton sitting on it. Think about it. Think about it. And other things. I have a statue of St. Francis. I have a statue of Snow White. And on the other end, I have a flying saucer that landed. Yes, I know. I'm weird that way. Anyway, but I want to go ahead and show you just one shot. This is me sitting on my little chair, flying. I rotated the drone toward me, and I took myself a nice so-called selfie. Notice the wide angle view. This comes from that 180-degree original view, which was basically about this big, okay? And so what it does, it crops it in the middle. It takes that whole view and then basically corrects it, all of the curvature, most of it, is removed, and you end up with a pretty good image. This is a pretty good image. And I mean, I could zoom in and read my retired Army letters on my hat, and look at how little I am. It's that good. Can you do panoramas? I don't know. I don't think you can. But so far, I'm just been having a lot of fun. And these were printed on the Pro 100, by the way. So there you go. Here's the old toilet with a skelly on it. Here's a statue of, I think one of the, that's a tombstone. RIP. This is Snow White back there. I have used to be a flamingo. It's basically bleached to the point where it has no color. Another tombstone. Again, but it's just fun. I mean, imagine flying around and taking pictures from a perspective you will never be able to achieve otherwise, unless you have a private helicopter. This is looking into my neighbor's yard, and I got permission from her, don't worry, and the rest of the street. And you can see how nice that turned out. Nice day, by the way, nice and cloud-free. Here's another slight different view, a little bit lower altitude, looking across. This is before I cut the grass, by the way. I ran out of gas right when I was about to finish, so I got a little patch that I need to finish today. But anyway, that's just a few shots. I got a bunch more that are basically about the same thing. But look at the quality you can get. That's with one of these drones. And I believe I just used this one. And these are available for $169 new, brand new in box. Unbelievable. With 2 batteries, you just need to buy a controller. If you buy a refurbished one, eBay has them, Amazon has them, from about $90. And these are certified factory refurbs that you can just buy again and just keep them. Keep them as spares. They're such a fun flyer. It's like, why would I spend $700 or $800 or $1,000 or more for one of those other products when I'm not really a professional flyer? I'm not licensed professionally yet. So there's no point on spending that kind of money, especially when you're learning how to fly. And these are stable. They're not as auto flying machines like the other brands are, with all the sensors and everything. You really don't learn how to properly fly when you buy one of those machines. Okay, you need to start with something that is by the seat of your pants, so you learn how to use the controls. Then move up to something that then takes that for granted for you. Okay, takes the need to have to worry about your positioning, GPS lock, all of this stuff, all of this sensory type equipment. This has altitude hold. This has a couple of little camera right here. This has a optical flow sensor as well as full GPS, and again, it'll just sit there. It'll get tossed around by the wind a little bit this way or that way, but it'll just sit here. If you try to do this while it's flying, it's just going to get angry and come back where it was originally. If I try to push it away, and it's very dangerous to do that, it will come back and just reposition itself. And again, this is the $99. Right now you can get them. Bebop 1. Bebop 2 you can get as a kit. Bebop 2. FPV goggles, first person view goggles. You need to use your phone with it. And the Sky Controller 2 for like $250. Okay, ridiculous. These were a lot more expensive. Now, I have a lot of other drones. I have probably right now about 13 drones. 2 semi-professional ones, the unique Q500 4K units. Then I have a couple of semi-toy ones that are GPS hold and just fun to fly. And then a bunch of toy type drones that I just enjoy flying around. And of course, these are my favorites, the Parrot Bebops. Now I'm considering getting a Parrot, an Affy, and that thing is fantastic. Okay, it has 4K. It has the ability to aim the camera up, down, and it zooms like 2 to 3x zoom built in for about $550. Incredible. and it fits in a little case about that big. Okay. The drone is foldable. Again, the stability is ridiculous. The range is crazy long, which I would never do. I like to keep my drones inside of my bad eyes. So considering getting into this, it's not just about flying, although that is the best part. Photography, videography. Have a look at some of my videos. They're all in my backyard. Sure, there's some at Nathan's house as well, but you will see how much fun it is, really. I also have a unique breeze, which is just a joy to fly. That thing is so cool. Anyway, a lot of these drones can be found very low cost right now because the company Parrot has given up on the Bebop. Okay, they're concentrating on the Anafi, and that drone is going to be used for semi-professional work because you can now get the Anafi dual type camera drone, which has a FLIR type camera as well as an optical camera, and it's going to be used just like the DJI products that are dual camera as well. That's a little costly, about $1,600. But again, you cannot argue with the quality and the stability and the ability of these types of flying platforms. Alrighty. I love you, man. Have fun flying. Have fun photographing from the air. It really is a new world up there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And until the next time, happy flying, happy shooting, happy printing.